WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made The following is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln and online at merealty.com.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint on 96.3 FM WLCN on this chilly Wednesday morning. I guess you can say we had our first frost, possibly. So anyway, but good morning. I hope you're all warm and off to work or off to wherever you may be going. We have a wonderful guest today. Ashley Ried from the Lincoln Public Library is joining us. Folks, if you want to call in with any questions, kudos. 217-648-5510. The library is celebrating, I believe, 150 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, 150 years.
Wow.
It opened in 1874. So originally, and we're celebrating our sesquicentennial.
That's wonderful.
This year.
And you're kind of doing it in like little bouts, aren't you? Not just like one big celebration. You're doing like little mini celebrations throughout the year.
Yeah,
it seems like.
a little bit. We had a celebration back in May, and May turns out to be a very busy month for a lot of people. So we had the opportunity at that point to kind of get to hear a little bit about the history of the library. It was more of an open house kind of style, just a celebration. We really wanted to get it in right at that opening date. So initially we had that celebration, and then we said, okay, we want to kind of keep it going. So we've had some fun like magnets and bookmarks and things like that to be able to say, hey, it's 150 years. And then now we have our big 1902 club coming up in November. So
what exactly is the 1902 club then? So anyway.
That's a great question. So the library was established in 1874, but the Carnegie Building actually didn't open until 1902. So we decided that we wanted to host an event in the Carnegie Building, and we wanted to kind of utilize that opportunity, not just to celebrate and say yay, but also to bring out elements of our history, bring out some of our original collection, all of that kind of stuff, and have it right there in the Carnegie Building. So we kind of went back and forth. It was going to be like an evening at the Carnegie. We had thought of a couple of different things, but decided this building feels like it needs some real life in it. And so we decided that we were going to put together the 1902 Club. And the idea is that it's not so much of a gala as it is an opportunity to kind of get a trendy vibe. Trendy is probably not the best word because it's a vintage trend. So more along the lines of early 1900s. I've heard it described as Gershwin, not Gatsby.
Okay.
So we kind of want to go down the direction of kind of that classic vibe. Not so much of a like everyone sit and be really quiet and the usual library fare, but instead decided we wanted to kind of bring in the club vibe of it.
Neat. So when you say Carnegie,
yes.
People need to realize that's actually the library itself, the library building. So, but it's neat that you guys are calling it the Carnegie Building.
Yeah,
too.
The Carnegie Building. Well, we have two buildings, so we have like the Annex Building and then the Carnegie Building. But usually I end up describing it to people as the really beautiful old building, and then they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah."
The one with the steps facing the north, facing the park. So,
and not that the Annex Building isn't great. There's some great stuff there, but it's not as pretty by any means.
Well, there's been several homecomings wedding and prom photos taken
sure,
there,
sure, yeah.
At the library, Carnegie Building. That it's a beautiful building.
Yeah, we've even had like a wedding party come in and do photos in there. So it's definitely beautiful.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So the no quiet, or I should say that the quiet rule is going to be gone then coming up. For this dueling cellos, we can actually talk in the library.
Yeah. As a whole, we're trying to kind of dispel the old idea that you have to come into the library and be silent. I think a lot of people were really scarred by that when they were kids, and now they're scared of the library. And so overall, we've been kind of trying to move away from like shushing people in the library, still wanting it to be a place where people can get things done. But that night, hopefully, will not be the most quiet.
Nobody will be shushed.
Exactly. No one's going to be shushed. The dueling cellos will be there, and I think they're really. I got to speak with one of the cellists last night, really doing some deep planning for it, and we're really excited. They've got some stuff planned that I think people are really going to love.
So where are you guys thinking about possibly putting them, and what kind of goes into planning? Having music there inside the library then.
Yeah. So. Well, the acoustics in the library are pretty incredible. We've got that dome in there that creates kind of the opportunity for music to I guess saturate the atmosphere a little bit more. And we're right now what we're thinking is we're going to put them over by the bay windows that are, or I guess it's not a bay window, but the bump out of windows that is over by our periodicals section. We're going to kind of create a little stage over there, and then there's going to be, we're working with the programming, because you're right, it's such a small, it looks like a huge building, but actually the square footage on the floor is really small. So we've had to get really creative with where we're going to set everything up and how we'll create a flow for the evening. So we're going to try some different things out. I don't want to give too much away, but we are trying out, kind of an opportunity to have some movement involved in how the evening will work.
So there'll be snacks or per se or beverages there. What can someone expect when they come there? Then?
Absolutely. So we're not doing a dinner. It starts at 7:00. So dinner, hopefully, folks will have already eaten before they come. We figured we're like a good Midwest event here, so most folks will have eaten before they come. But we're going to do dessert and drinks. We have some really fun things that we're going to be serving. We actually went through some old, like, vintage cookbooks to try to get some recipes and send it on to the caterer. Like, is it possible to do this? But we really wanted to do some throwback options and kind of make sure that we're really, giving a lot of honor to our history. So we've got some food that's going to be happening, some tasty drinks. There's going to be elements of, I think I said earlier, our original collection. We're bringing out pieces of our original collection. The library, if you're a history nerd at all, the library has so much cool stuff, and not all of it can come out all the time because it's 150 years old. And so we're really looking forward to bringing some of those elements out.
Oh, neat. And it kind of showcase the history then in the past.
Yes. So. And actually, we're going to also be offering the opportunity to go upstairs at the library. So if you've ever been into the library before, you know that there's like this stairway that has a chain up, and there are some photos of the upstairs, but no one's been able to go up there for quite some time. So we're actually going to be doing tours that head upstairs to that librarian's room.
Neat.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
So if folks, is it ticket by ticket pre-sales, or can you purchase a ticket there at the door or not? Or let our listeners know.
What we're really pushing with folks is to grab your ticket right now. It is really limited. So like I said, the square footage on the floor of the Carnegie Building is a lot smaller than it looks like it would be. So we have limited tickets. We're more than halfway through them at this point.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, so they're actually selling pretty well. So if you're interested in a ticket, you definitely want to get into the library. You can call, and we've told folks that we're willing to hold the tickets for 24 to 48 hours. But you're definitely want to grab your ticket.
You'll have seating there for folks then?
Yeah, we'll have seating. That's another element of kind of what we've been working through to figure out great ways to provide conversation. There's still so much movement involved in the night. I mean, it's not moving the entire time. Obviously, if people need to have a place to sit, there's definitely seating, especially around the cellos, for kind of the parts that they're doing. And then there's also just going to be the opportunity for conversation. Hopefully, we're providing a lot of historical elements to look at, conversation pieces, things like that.
Oh, neat.
For people to gather around.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I think we'll do a time out here. We'll take a quick break, and we have Ashley from the Lincoln Library. We'll be talking about the history of the library, the Carnegie Building, but also, too, what's coming up, for the kids, programs for fall and for winter. So, folks, stay tuned. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Culver's, home of the Butterburger, 2530 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Whether you're buying or selling your home, the brokers of Me Realty will work with you to get the deal done. As one of Central Illinois' top producing offices for decades, Me Realty has the experience to guide you through the process. You want results? Call the brokers of Me Realty at 217-735-5424, stop by the office at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, or check out local listings online at merealty.com. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center makes an impact locally and beyond through a wide range of events, ministries, and outreaches. Pastors Steve and Debbie Owens invite you to worship Sunday mornings at 10:30 and attend Wednesday night Bible studies at 6:30. Connect with FGEC online, follow them on Facebook, download their app, and visit their new website at myfgec.org with live YouTube video streams as well as recordings of services and special events. Full Gospel Evangelistic Center, 304 North McLean Street in Lincoln.
Are you sick and tired of the telephone calls, text messages, and ads in the mail for Medicare Open Enrollment? Medicare Open Enrollment begins October 15th and ends December 7th. Changes made during this time will go into effect January 1, 2025. Feel free to call me, local Medicare agent Dara Entwistle, and set an appointment to go over 2025 changes and plans. My office is in downtown Lincoln, or I can meet with you at your home if you like. Again, call me, Dara Entwistle, your local Medicare agent and your friend in health insurance, 217-651-8046.
Hello, Lincoln and Logan County. This is Chris Grau from Grau Chevrolet Buick in Lincoln. When it comes time to choose someone to repair your car, truck, or SUV, don't you think you'd feel more comfortable working with the local people you know and trust? Our team in Service, Parts, and Detail have the tools, training, and knowledge that will get your repairs done quickly, with less downtime, and at the right price. Call the local pros at 217-735-4444 at Grau Chevrolet Buick on North Kickapoo Street in Lincoln.
Hi, welcome back to Viewpoint on 96.3 WLCN. We have Ashley Ried with us from the Lincoln Library. We encourage folks you to call in 217-648-5510. While we were talking during our commercial break there, the 1902 Club, the Carnegie Building, the Lincoln Library. I think this is kind of in Bill Gossett's wheelhouse, guys. Don't you kind of think? I really do. But no, talking about the doing cellos, sometimes you see people, and since it's the 1902 club, will they be in period costumes at all or not, or attire?
Right.
So
that's a great question. We actually had a lot of conversation about whether or not people would be wearing period clothing, even us as the folks that are there serving and things like that, and kind of decided that the night is already going kind of a new direction, somewhere that we've never gone before, and so we decided that maybe it would be better if we start off this time kind of a little more comfortable. 1902 was a lot of pretty bulky clothing and not necessarily the most comfortable. So unfortunately, there won't be anyone there in period clothing. So if folks would like to attend in period clothing, they are obviously more than welcome to. But no, our cellists and our servers won't be donning period clothing.
And then, folks, you don't have to wear your best church attire or a black tie, but dress how you want and comfortable, and come and enjoy a fun evening.
Yeah, for sure. We're kind of encouraging people to look at it more like cocktail hour, not necessarily suit coats. Men aren't required to wear jackets or anything like that, but we are encouraging people to utilize this as an opportunity to dress up for the evening. We're kind of staying away from jeans and stuff like that, but again, we're not going for Gatsby, so you don't have to show up in a tux. You don't need to be wearing your sequins, although by all means, if you would like to do that, you are more than welcome to. The Carnegie Building does feel formal enough that you could get away with doing such a thing, but it's not required by any means.
I know we talked before we went on the air, kind of like, I don't want to say back in the day, because I went to the soirees, at the Lincoln College, and, it seems times have changed. We don't kind of dress up or, have that formal sit-down meal. The Emblem Club's doing their fall gala right after this, and it's just kind of nice, where people are trying to recreate, or not recreate, but bring it back, revitalize, a nice evening. Go get a sitter for the kids and go have fun. Yes. So,
Yeah. And I think part of what we were talking about was finding new ways to connect with folks, and part of our conversation was just, COVID really changed the way that we interact and socially the way that we gather. And I think for a lot of folks, it really is a choice now. Do I want to go out? Do I want to do these things? And hopefully this will be an opportunity for folks to get out, to meet up socially, to try out some new things. But really, our hope is that we're finding new ways to connect with people, that because things are different now, that we don't, kind of keep trying to go back to exactly what it was, but to find the spirit of what it was and translate it into something that can be utilized now.
That's neat.
Yeah.
So we mentioned their tickets are going fast, you said there. So how much are tickets then to attend this then?
So tickets are $45 per person. Since it's it's not a full nonprofit, but a nonprofit, then we're saying that the suggested donation starts at $45. There will be opportunities throughout the rest of the evening. I don't know if you guys know this, but the Carnegie Building actually really needs a new roof. We've got some water damage and things like that. We already had to take care of the Annex building last year. These old buildings and those roofs are just so require quite a bit of maintenance. So we're trying to raise money. That is kind of how this turned into a ticketed event rather than something that was just, a celebration, open house style, was because we said, hey, we know that there are people who are really interested in supporting the library and in making sure that this piece of our history gets to live on going forward. So, we're selling these tickets and giving some opportunities for people to make donations and things.
That's
like
wonderful.
Yeah.
Are the cellists, are they local then? Are they from Logan County, or are they from surrounding counties, or where are they from?
Yeah,
then?
they're actually from surrounding counties. One of the cellists is actually a librarian in Normal. She got very excited about playing with us, or for us, so that she could support a library nearby. So McLean County there. And the other cellist actually plays here in Lincoln every week. He's the cellist at First Presbyterian Church in Lincoln, and both of them play for other symphony orchestras, things like that. But yeah, that's how they're connected.
That
here.
is wonderful.
Yes,
That's
yes.
great.
So professionals.
Yes. So what's coming up then for the wee littles, since we're going to get babysitters then
That's great.
for
That's great.
this event? Then what do you guys have then?
Yeah.
Moving forward for you guys always seem to have a great kids program
Sure.
going on at the Annex building.
Yes.
You really, really
yes.
do.
Donna Cunningham is our children's librarian, and she does a fantastic job. They just had their Bluey event on Monday. They said they had 160 kids.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if you guys know who Bluey is, but
Lloyd
it's
and
kind of
I
a big
do. I'm
deal.
not sure.
Okay.
You do?
You know Bluey now.
Little cartoon character.
Yeah, the dogs.
Just don't ask him about Frozen.
No.
Right, okay.
Do not ask him about Frozen.
You
No.
can't get started. Okay, we won't get started on that by any means. But yeah, they just finished up that event that went really, really well. So we have kind of our staples that are always there. Story time on Wednesday mornings and at 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. They've got Baby Bees coming up, which is really for like the little kids. That's like 0 to 2 essentially, and all of that stuff. Those, like I said, those are staple kinds of things. So you'll be able to find those on, especially our Facebook page. We really keep that updated as much as possible. But something that I wanted to point out is our Grinchmas that's coming up. So we decided this year that we're going to go a different direction. We've had Santa coming the last couple of years, and that's been really fantastic. But Santa gets around, and he's kind of all over the county.
Yeah.
So we decided, hey, what if we try to see if we can get the Grinch to come? So Grinchmas is coming. There's going to be a meet and greet, and it's going to be on December 14th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So going with a little bit of a different experience than we've done in the past. I think it's going to be really fun.
It's always nice kind of to change things up.
Yeah,
you know?
try some new things out, and yeah, I think it's going to be really
We do have
great.
a good Grinch here in Logan
Yes.
County.
Oh, we
He's
do.
wonderful.
We do.
So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. We also, something that my kids really love, I have 2 boys that are 12 and 13, so they're right in that like tween age area. We actually have a Dungeons and Dragons group that has started meeting. They meet on Tuesdays. It's sponsored by the library. One of our children's workers, Nathan,
So what do they
facilitates.
do? I've seen that advertised on Facebook. So what do they? I was
I'll
going to
tell you
ask.
what.
Do they do during this Dungeons
I
and
have
Dragons?
asked my children to explain it to me several times. I'm understanding it a little bit more than maybe Pokemon. I still don't understand Pokemon. They have also tried to explain that to me, and I don't fully understand it, but I try.
Don't feel guilty.
Yes.
I don't get it either. So yeah.
I feel like I've asked several times, and I'm at the point where I'm not sure if they'll be disappointed in me if I ask again. So, Dungeons and Dragons is like I guess it's a story. They're writing a story at the same time that they're playing.
Oh.
So my kids are like, yeah, today we were like in the forest, and then a troll showed up, and I was like, I don't know what we're talking about, but there's a lot of imagination happening, and the group has been growing. You know, it started out I think with like 5 or 6 kids. There's 13 kids on Tuesdays. They also have a high school group, and unfortunately I don't know as much about what the high school group is up to. They're a little more quiet than the junior high group, but yeah, it's been growing. They've been really interested, and kids have been really having a lot of fun with it. So
Really getting their imagination and their minds working, I guess you can say.
exactly. And I think when I was growing up, what I had always heard about Dungeons and Dragons and stuff was not necessarily the most positive, and it's probably just from where I was at the time. But what I have seen is just kids really being able to try out new storylines and ideas, and sometimes they're really silly and like ridiculous, and other times they're really trying to like work towards something, and they have to decide as a group the direction that they're going. And I feel like anything that requires group participation is not a bad thing. Our kids can use that.
They can put down the phone and not text mom saying,
Exactly.
hi, I'm in the other room. Can you do this?
Yes,
No, we can have a
exactly.
conversation. So.
Exactly. And they get snacks, and that is always a big
You
draw.
start with the stomach and then you work up to the mind. So, yeah.
Exactly. And bless Nathan, who is the one who facilitates that group. He is a saint. He's an actual saint. So it's a fairly small room that they're in. And I don't know how many junior hires you've hung out with recently. But yeah, they're not exactly the quietest bunch.
Laura, you got any questions?
Well, I was going to ask, we talked about the 1902 event, but what is the date and time for that again?
Okay, so the date and time, I don't think I even ever said it.
That's okay.
It's going to be Saturday, November 2nd from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's not an open house style. So that's something I'm really trying to get across to people. It's not come and go for the evening. It's coming for an event. So obviously, if you have to come a little bit late or you have to leave a little bit early, that's an okay thing. You'll be welcomed. But it's definitely an event that you're going to want to be there for. So
November 2nd, and folks can get tickets at the library.
They
at the
can get
circulation
tickets.
desk?
Yeah, they can get tickets at the library in the old pretty building, the Carnegie building. At the circulation desk, we are taking cash and checks, and the library has just moved in to 2024. Well, now let's not get too crazy, but we are accepting Venmo. So that's, we're moving in that direction. So we're still trying to work some of the general accepting credit cards part out, but
Baby
we have
steps.
found
It's baby steps.
Exactly. Like we're in like 1999 right now, and we're really starting to move forward. Things are getting crazy.
Maybe next year you can have a 1999 event.
Yeah,
instead of
exactly.
1902.
Exactly.
So
It'll be purple.
You also mentioned there wouldn't be anyone in period closed. Does that mean there's not going to be like a big Ida Mae Webster impersonator there by chance?
Oh my gosh. Wouldn't that be fantastic? I actually named my car Ida.
Nice.
Yes. I love that you have that reference. No, there will not be an impersonator.
Shoot.
Yeah. I don't know that maybe her family would love for us to do that. I'm not sure.
She's actually my great aunt.
She's
so.
your great aunt? Oh my gosh, I have so many questions for you.
I never met her, but
okay.
my mom told all sorts of stories about going up to the library and sitting behind the desk and reading while she was there.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I bet that was a dream.
Yeah.
She's incredible to me because she didn't go to library school. It wasn't, the Dewey Decimal System was still fairly new at that point. Women had just been allowed, I think, actually Dewey was the one who made it so that women could go to Columbia to study to be a librarian. But, she was all self-taught, which I think is incredible. And she is very much to credit for much of the work that was done to establish the foundation of the library. And
for those who don't know, you might want to say who Ida Mae Webster was.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Ida Mae Webster.
No, it's okay.
So
it's
sorry.
fine. No, you're all good.
I got so excited. I was starstruck. My friends are going to have a ball with us later. They already call me a nerd. Okay. Ida Mae Webster she wasn't our very first librarian of the library. I think there was a couple of people that were kind of before as they were just getting started, but really as the turn of the century and the Carnegie building was established and they were doing all of the work of establishing the public library, Ida Mae Webster was our first librarian to really in my mind, she's our first librarian because she's, the one that was there for quite some time. Do you know what year she was there until?
I've got it in some family history stuff, but not with me.
But she was long tenured there, so it wasn't a short thing. And we actually have some photos
very cool.
Of her like standing at the circulation desk,
how neat.
standing in front of the director's office, which still looks exactly the same as it did, which that's pretty incredible to me.
Well, I just heard of some of those like history walks where people go through cemeteries and have impersonators. I thought maybe there would be that. Last thing, this isn't a question, but
right.
since it's going to be in the Carnegie Building, are you going to have the two cellos? Are they going to play in Carnegie Hall?
Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness!
You can use that for free.
Yeah, you're just giving away free marketing here. That's fantastic.
He is great at marketing. He really is. So.
Yeah, Carnegie Hall might be trademarked, copyrighted, something like that, and I don't want to mess with that particular
How about the Carnegie
situation,
Dome? Since we have the Carnegie Dome.
Yeah, we won't put it in print. It's fine. We won't put it in print, and that way we can't be
Because then
sued.
you'll take in all this money with the tickets, then you'll wind up paying it to Carnegie Hall for using their name.
Exactly. We'll be asking them again for a donation from the Carnegie Foundation
To help repair the roof. Because this is donations, folks, and the roof does need some help.
That's true. That's true. So come to Carnegie Hall on November 2nd.
In Lincoln. In Lincoln.
Yes, in Lincoln. We'll call it the Carnegie Hall of Lincoln or of Logan County.
Carnegie Hall West or something.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. We'll workshop that.
All right.
We'll workshop
can do
that.
that.
That's some good stuff there.
That's it for me then.
That's it for you?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we can keep going down memory lane if you want.
We're good.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, but Ashley, we appreciate you coming up to the Radio Ranch and, exciting things really, taking place there at the library, not just in the annex building, but in the Carnegie building there across. And again, what's that date again for this
Saturday,
event?
November 2nd.
Starting at 7 o'clock.
7 to 9
7 to
p.m. and drinks and desserts.
Wonderful. And that way the babysitter can get home at a decent time. So
if you want an after party, you're welcome to after party. I'm not going to say what you should do with your evening, but yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Thank you so much for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to share.
Yes, anytime you guys need support, we're here. But folks, thank you for tuning in to 96.3 Viewpoint. The Lord and weather willing, we'll be back next week.
This live video stream is made possible in part by WLCN's live stream technology sponsor, Me Realty, located at 602 Keokuk Street in Lincoln, and online at merealty.com. The preceding program is a presentation of WLCN 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.